Serial killers who accidentally chose the worst targets. This is a video by A Talking Hat. Shout out A Talking Hat. They make good videos too. I think we've watched a few of theirs before. But
the cheetah incident. In 1993, at a club in California, a demon prowled the venue. Unbeknownst to many, the Grim Sleeper, a man who'd ended the lives of 10 women, was searching for his next victim while everybody else was drinking and having fun. He noticed an African-American girl that seemed annoyed and upset, so he walked over to her to figure out what was wrong. The lady told him that she was invited out to play dominoes, but everybody there kept offering her drinks and telling her to club when she wasn't a drinker. It was extremely late, and she was tired and wanted to go home, so the Grim Sleeper pointed to his vehicle outside. He told her that he has a car, and if she really wanted to go home that badly, he could just take her. Delighted, the woman sprung out of her seat and followed the dangerous criminal back to the car. She got in first, and he shut her door like a gentleman. Then he got into the driver's seat
Frankie,
and began...
you should start streaming. Maybe even go live on Twitch or something. Maybe make TikTok skits.
taking her to her house.
Perfect. Thanks, bro. Love that, bro. Love that, bro. Thanks, bro.
After a while, she told him to make a right turn to her house, but he ignored her. Confused, she repeated herself. "You're supposed to make a right over there, not a left." Realizing the criminal was no longer responding, the lady quickly went to open the door to get out of the car, but it was then that she finally realized that the door didn't have a handle on the inside. She was literally trapped in the car. Becoming filled with joy, the monster finally revealed his intentions to the woman, and as you could probably guess, they were horrible and evil. But there was only one problem with
You start monologuing on her?
his plan. The woman he was talking to wasn't any ordinary person. The Grim Sleeper had accidentally trapped himself inside a car with the cheetah, also known as the most dangerous woman in the world, a title that would be given to her just 1 year later as she'd go on to win the 1994 kickboxing championship. When she was young, she was ruthlessly bullied and chased around the town. Her uncle was a martial arts master.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You know what you gotta do to be named the most dangerous woman in the world, twin? Also, I mean, again, every time there's someone doing some, like, really evil, terrible shit, I, like, critique it, and then I catch myself being like, I should probably let them be stupid with it, because that way they get caught. You know what I mean? Like with the Cartel Marcel YouTube video I made, I was like, bro, why is he even putting this shit on the internet? Like, if you're having these thoughts, just keep it to yourself. And then I'm like, no, it's probably good that he's saying it so we all know what kind of a freak he is. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, he's about to get his shit clapped. What kind of serial killer starts monologuing his plan, bro? He's like, and here's what I'm going to do. Like, bro, I'm climbing in the back. I'm knocking your ass out. I'm just steering the car.
And unknown to the Grim Sleeper, her uncle forced her to fight him every single day in order to get her black belt. At the end of the day, whenever she finished practicing with her colleagues and got ready to leave, her uncle, also known as Master Quiet Storm, would lock the
Master Quiet Storm?
With her colleagues and got ready to leave, her uncle, also known as Master Quiet Storm, would lock the door with a key, and if she wanted to exit the dojo, she'd have to beat him in combat and forcefully pry the keys out of his hands. She did this every single day as a kid. As the criminal asked her to comply with his sick demands.
What kind of fucking childhood? Oh my god. You wanna leave? Fight every single day. Fight me to leave. Chat, is that kind of the meta, like how? See, I might start training my kids like this, bro. Because bro, she was the most dangerous woman in the world. I just gotta know if she, like, was she happy though, type shit. Like, is she happy, type shit. Because if she's like a happy individual and was trained like that, bro, I might start training my kids early.
She told him no. As you could guess, this angered the psychopath, so he swung at her with his full might. But immediately she blocked his punch and spun back with a devastating counterpunch, striking him straight in his face. "Oh, so you're a fighting type," he said as he smiled. The woman quickly jumped into the back seat of the van, and he followed after her, which would go on to prove to be his worst mistake. Once he was trapped in the trunk of the van with the professional champion kickboxer.
Oh my god, it was a van? She had all this space in the back. First of all, why are we leaving a bar getting in a van, bro? But they had they have a fucking a mobile ring. Oh my god, why would you want that much space? You're kicked, bro. It's the cheetah.
She unleashed a hellish attack on him. He tried to tackle her, but she grabbed his shirt and swung him around in the trunk of the van, smashing his head against the inside of the vehicle. She then flipped his shirt over his head while unloading a flurry of non-stop punches to his face, causing him to fall backwards on his butt. At this point, the girl noticed that his pants were unbuckled and falling down, so while they were still in the trunk, she stomped on his chest and grabbed his and pulled them so high that she thought she ripped them off of him. The grim sleeper shrieked like a banshee and began crying out in pain. He quickly gave her the keys to unlock the van and escape. But before she left, while still pulling his royal jewels, she told him, "When I say no, it means no," before delivering a nasty right hook to the crying man, nearly knocking him out. She took the keys, unlocked the trunk of the van, and quickly escaped while throwing the keys away so that he couldn't follow her. Freddie Gibbs would go on to win her first championship after that year, officially titling her as the
Oh my god, she's jacked! What was he thinking? Oh my god! How tall is this woman? Hang on.
Freddie Gibbs would go on to win.
What's her name?
Escaped while throwing the keys away so that he couldn't follow her. Freddie Gibbs would go.
Freddie Gibbs? Hang on. Height. Yeah, okay. Freddie Gibbs. Height. I mean, like, that. I guess that's relatively short. But for a woman, that's like very. I guess it's not tall. Oh my god, bro.
Go on to win her first championship after that year, officially titling her as the most dangerous woman alive.
What was this motherfucker thinking, bro? Oh my god.
And years later, the Grim Sleeper would later be caught and arrested in 2010 because of an eaten pizza crust he left at a crime scene. In 2010...
Why didn't she turn him in? Wait, why did she turn... Wait. Well, I guess she didn't know he was a serial killer. She was just like, thought he was... Damn. Damn. He low-key saved himself by monologuing and like not... Well... I guess it probably... Well, no, why... Still, turn him into the police, bro. I guess maybe they wouldn't have been able to find out he was the Grim Sleeper. This guy thought he was doing that to her? Oh, screen. My bad. Bro, you were never... Oh my god, you had no chance, bro. Damn, he really got his ass beat. Shout out her, bro.
Because of an eaten pizza crust he left at a crime scene.
When a bitch says no, she means no. And I walked in, bam! Then I left.
The Night Stalker.
Dude, shout out her, bro. She's a beast.
In the summer of 1985, the city of Los Angeles became gripped by
Wait, what is
the
this?
Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker.
In the summer of 1985, the city of Los Angeles became gripped by fear. Night after night, a mysterious intruder slipped silently into homes across Southern California. He struck in darkness, often entering through unlocked doors or open windows while families slept, and he did the absolute unthinkable to his targets. If there was a man in the house he broke into, he would immediately just end them, then he would attack and assault the man's family, often carving evil imagery into women and anybody else in the house, and then he would stab them until they perished. Victims described him as a thin, satanic man that had wild eyes and reeked of sweat and cigarettes. Police didn't know his name yet, but...
I mean, like, man, what the fuck? How do people get this sick, bro? How do you get this sick? Oh my god, I can't wait to hear what happens to this guy. Oh my god, light him up.
The media soon gave him one, the Night Stalker. This individual had 15 victims tied to his name, and he by all means was a top priority to officers in the nearby counties. On August 31st, 1985, he casually strolled into a nearby convenience store to pick up a beverage because he was thirsty. And right next to the drink he was grabbing, he noticed a rack of newspapers that all had a wanted poster of his face on it, He immediately panicked and darted out of the doors looking for an individual to target and carjack so that he could leave the area. The criminal jumped into the car of a 28-year-old woman named Angelina.
Dude, I love that these are, oh, please tell me the woman beats his ass too. Shout out the girls, bro. I love when a girl beats a guy's ass. No cap.
Without wasting a second, he began to punch her in the stomach and forcefully steal her car from her. What the Night Stalker failed to notice is that her neighbor was nearby watching it happen.
Ah, shout out her. She tried.
Oh well. It seems you have fallen into my trap. Next I. Cough DD, did you just throat chop me? No, not by balls. Please, shaking face.
And he also had huge balls. As the neighbor ran over to help Angelina, the Night Stalker told him to stay back and warned him that he had a gun. The 50-year-old neighbor called his bluff and ripped the scumbag right out of the car. And it was at this point that this man had realized that he'd chosen the absolute worst neighborhood to do a carjacking in, because he instantly found himself surrounded by a huge, angry mob. Everybody in the neighborhood knew who he was, they knew all of his crimes, and worst of all, they weren't police officers, so their idea of justice wasn't jail.
And worst of all, they were not cops. I like how that's, in this case scenario, the worst case scenario is it's not the police finding you. It's a bunch of regular people who do not have to abide by the laws. Well, they do, but they are not going to. Oh my god. Yo, tell me that, dude, that would be so fire. I'm not even gonna lie, like, if I came out of my house and there was like a big mob outside, I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? They're like, yo, he's a serial killer. We stopping him. We beating his ass. I'd be like, oh shit, hold up. I'll put my shoes on. Hold up. You say he's a serial killer? Hold up, let me put my shoes on. God damn. Who he killed? Damn, that many people. Hold up. I'll put my boots on. That would be the best day ever. That'd be the best day ever, bro. That'd be so sick. Oh my god, tell me they jumped him.
It was death. The crowd of people beat him viciously. Angelina's husband ripped a steel rod out of a metal fence and began smashing his head with it, while another neighbor attacked him with a makeshift spear made out of barbecue equipment. Multiple people grabbed and tugged at him from different directions, beating him senselessly with anything they could find. They beat him so bad that when police showed up, he began crying out, "I did it! It's me!" begging them to arrest him. Reports state that once he was arrested, he began speaking Spanish to himself, saying, "Thank goodness the police came and arrested me. I'm so lucky." When he was taken to the police station, a crowd of 500 people surrounded the building chanting, "Kill him," in unison. He would go on to receive 19 death sentences.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What? What you mean? How they gonna kill you 19 times? 19 death sentences? How do you, what, you just gotta kill like 18 of your friends? Like, what do you even do with that?
However, he would pass away from cancer at 53 years old in 2013. Honestly, if I was the cop tasked with arresting him that day,
dying of cancer is pretty bad too. That, honestly,
I probably would have just driven around in circles and pretended like I couldn't find him so that he could spend some more time with the crowd of victims he had been terrorizing for the past year.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been so fire, bro. Damn, they should have just gave him to the mob, bro. They should have gave him to the mob. Oh, dude, and that was 85. I can't think of like a case recently where like there's just been some good old-fashioned justice served, bro. I love some good old-fashioned, like, fuck calling the cops. I am justice today. I love a good old-fashioned, like, nah. I am not gonna be as nice as a police officer. That's my favorite, bro. Hell yeah. I wish they would have just let him go though. Not let the serial killer go, like let the crowd continue is what I meant. Yeah, bro, I would have just drove by if I was a cop.
The crash out incident. While most either don't know or just don't believe it, this man is a serial killer.
Yeah, kind of an uncomfortable conversation. Yeah, truth Truth knows this, but he just refuses to.
19 had me curious. Apparently some guy got 161 life sentences.
What do you do? What do you do? Like, what do you do? Bro, what do you do? I feel like if you get 161 life sentences, someone in your family got to go. I don't know. I don't know what the logical thing is. If you get 161 life sentences, doesn't somebody else in your life kind of have to die? Because if you're doing something that is worth you dying 161 times, the people that raised you played no part in that? I mean, come on. It's just per crime committed. Yeah, but like, bro, you got to think, like, for somebody to commit a crime that bad, their parents had to be pretty bad. So, like, if your kid is committing 161 death penalties worth of crime, you might gotta go. I don't know. Maybe that's a radical idea I'm posing. You might gotta go.
Allegedly. He grew up in the Parkway Gardens, an area that would later on become named O Block, which is named after his close friend and mentor, OD, when he was murdered. A little later, Pontoon, another one of his friends, would pass away in the same way. And, I should probably mention that his father was also murdered when he was 11, but he still had a brother-like figure that he kept around as a close friend, White, except not really, because in 2012, White would pass away on Von's 18th birthday, right in front of him at a gas station. It's important to note that it was this specific traumatic incident that caused him to become a serial killer, as after this moment, he would later on be connected to over 10 or 11 murders throughout his life, whilst also taking deep, nearly sociopathic pleasure in the lives he ended and putting it into his songs. Allegedly, of course. Nonetheless,
Allegedly, he definitely did that shit. Allegedly, he 100% did that shit.
he really did what he rapped about in his music, which is what caused him to develop contempt for another popular up-and-coming artist in his industry, Young Boy. Von took a lot of pride in the crimes he committed, especially since it was what eventually made him become popular and successful. Young Boy, in a lot of ways, is similar to Von, but Von didn't believe that he actually did any of the things he rapped about. So for him to see another artist getting more virality than him, when he believed he was a fraud, quietly upset him. And so, completely unprovoked, he'd go on to publicly say that Young Boy lies in his music online.
You got cap in your raps.
You got cap in your raps. This would start a pretty petty back and forth between the two young men. Von would begin flirting with the mother of Young Boy's kids.
Supervillain allegedly did that shit.
Young Boy would flirt with Von's ex, then they sent disses at each other, and blah blah blah. You get the gist. Despite the clear animosity between the two individuals, Von would go on to say that there was no bad blood between him and Young Boy at all, which would later on prove to be obviously untrue. On November 5th, 2020, he would get up, hop into his bulletproof Hellcat, and head out to a club to perform his show along with 8 other cars that were guarding and following him. At the club, despite everything seeming normal and fun at first, people close to Davon noticed that he seemed off. The man frequently mentioned paranoia and feeling like the spirits of the lives he ended were always watching him.
Bro, I don't even have anything to say about Von. I don't even know about the fucking Von situation, but like the way that people treated King Von, like only like after he died were people like, yo, can we like acknowledge the fact that like allegedly this guy is actually a serial killer? It was like one of the first time it might be the first time in history, no, not history. People have been like murdering people for a long time, but recent history that like an alleged serial killer had like so much support. You know what I mean? Like normally it's like, oh, serial killer, oh, get it, bro, terrible person, yeah, whatever. But people really believe that Von killed people, and we're still like, don't care, love the music, don't care, love the music. Like never in recent history has that happened. It's so interesting to see the response. His music's fire. That's what I hate. I mean, the music can be good and the person can be horrible, but I don't know. Is King Von's music good enough to be like, well, he's an alleged serial killer, but it's okay. The music's good enough. Do you think there are still serial killers out here in America? Probably, but they probably just don't get away with it for long enough to become serial killers.
Many people said he could switch from being calm, collected, and silly to seeming very off or sociopathic. A lot of people generally started to believe that he might have had a literal demon living inside of him, or something seriously wrong with his head, and it was noted that he was allegedly given inside information that one of Youngboy's friends was at a nearby club that was extremely close to him. This friend's name is Quando Rondo. After he finished performing at his show, he and his entourage got up, went inside of their cars, and headed back home to call it a day. However, suddenly the security guards noticed that Von's car had gone missing. He made a detour to the club that Quando Rondo was at, and waited patiently. His entourage later on showed up and found Von. After regrouping with him, they put all of their weapons away inside of the car and got ready to head inside of the club. But it was at this moment that one of Von's associates located the person he was looking for. As Quando Rondo was leaving the club, Von bumped into him head on and began to beat him ruthlessly. The man was terrified, later stating that he didn't even know who was fighting him, but once he realized it was Von, it felt like the devil or a demon was attacking him.
It's like I had an out-of-body experience. Like it's like the devil was coming to get me. Like it's like my soul. Like I can't even explain it, man.
Von was doing what he.
Bro, could you imagine beating the fuck out of somebody and they say it felt like the devil was coming for them? That it felt like the devil. I mean, that's such like accidental glaze. What up, Lamente? How are you? Wait, is this where he died though?
Clubbed, and the man he was attacking was likely going to become another victim that he'd rap about in his songs. But there was just one slight mistake he made. He assumed that his target was alone, and was so laser focused on attacking his target that he failed to realize that just 2 feet away, a random white car was full of Quando's crew, all of whom were armed. And when they saw their friend being attacked by Von, they didn't hesitate to shoot him 4 times. Even after getting injured, Von continued wrestling and attacking Quando until the two were eventually broken up by their crews. Undercover police officers ran to the scene and began calling backup. The man had 4 holes in his body, and blood was leaking everywhere inside of the car, panicking his team and friends. Nonetheless, he was still alive and conscious. He'd even go on to tell his friends to calm down because he was fine. While he was successfully delivered to the hospital,
What?
during surgery he'd suddenly shoot up awake in cold sweats. He'd throw the nurses and medical staff who were operating on his body off of him and then began swinging at them.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said, "Where his gun at?"
In a state of complete shock and panic, he began searching for his gun on the surgery table, but then froze. And suddenly, as he woke up, he collapsed from shock, marking his end. To think this situation all stemmed from about 5 or 6 words.
I didn't know he made it to the hospital. I thought he died right where he got shot. That's crazy, bro. What the fuck? I had no clue. He was probably really close to living. I did not know that. If he just had like calm.
This motherfucker, the devil, bro.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, hello, Uncanny Cake. Thank you for the first time chat. How are you? Who is this King Von? Colbert, you don't know who King Von is? No, actually the Joker, bro. He almost beat up Quando Rondo, got shot 4 times doing it, and then lived to just the song that would have came after that would have been gas. But he had to go though, if all that stuff is true.
This is insane.
I am good. Thank you for asking.
He's got pretty good music though. The Spoon in.
Yeah, he does have pretty good music. What's up, Ayano? The King Von one isn't even that crazy, honestly. The other ones were better. I would say that was like the lowest one. Nightmare
He
Fuel.
walked into the prison earlier that week, and seeing that he was fresh meat, an atrocious criminal named William Roberts decided it was time to assert some dominance over him since he seemed like the perfect target. It's unclear exactly what sick intentions William had in mind for the man when he approached him, but what is known is that when the two interacted, the monster began to boast and brag about the most heinous crimes he had committed in an attempt to put fear into the heart of the man and make him yield to his requests. He walked up to the man's seat where he was eating, then he set down his food tray and began eating beside him. "What are you in prison for?" he said. "Because I'll let you know that I'm practically allowed to do anything I want. I'm in prison for having my way with a 4-year-old, and look, I'm still here. So what about you? Are you here for car theft, insurance fraud, reckless driving?" After sitting and listening to William's monologue, the man calmly responded to his questions. "I'm a serial killer. I'm in here because I ended a man that was bragging to me about the horrible things he had done to multiple kids. I strangled him so hard that emergency responders said his face became blue like a pair of jeans, because I hate predators. They thought I was crazy, so they sent me to a mental hospital, where I bumped into another person who did the same horrible thing to kids.
This is the best one.
And so I ended him too. And now, they've sent me to this prison, and just like deja vu, I have another predator telling me the same thing. I just ended the life of another prisoner 2 hours ago. I hid his body under my bed, and I hoped I wouldn't need to do the same thing to another person for a while, but I guess I was wrong." William Roberts just happened to choose the absolute worst person to brag to about his crimes. He was talking to Robert Maudsley, a serial killer specifically known for only targeting predators.
I mean, is this guy that bad? Is he that bad? All he's doing is murdering people that SA kids? Free my guy. free my dog. Free my dog. Free my dog. For Shursky.
And in the blink of an eye, Maudsley grabbed the spoon off of his food tray and jammed it into William's face. He screamed horrifically, but Maudsley didn't stop there. He ruthlessly beat and continued to carve away at the man's face with his spoon. He stabbed him over and over again, and somehow nobody in the prison noticed what was happening at all. William screamed and pleaded for help until he couldn't anymore. After Maudsley was finished, he calmly walked over to a prison guard and told them that 2 prisoners would be missing from the roll call today. Extremely concerned with that ominous statement, the guards ran into Maudsley's prison cell and found the body of William and another prisoner. William's face was unrecognizable, but most horrifyingly of all, his brains were carved out of his skull with a spoon sticking out of it. The prison guards immediately believed that Maudsley must have cannibalized the man's brains, but he calmly denied the accusation and said something around the lines of, "No, I wouldn't do that, nor would I lie about it." The man would later on be placed inside of a glass box where he would go on to spend the rest of his life in solitary confinement. Most people in life are amazing to be around, but every once in a while there is a chance that you could bump into a psychopath, so always take precautions and always be prepared.
Frankie, did you
so that
hear about the
too
lady in
don't
Brazil that got acquitted for killing her BF that was R-wording her 11-year? She knocked him out, clubbed him, castrated him, and killed him.
She was acquitted? Shout out her!
end up as a victim. Have a happy day.
Yo, shout out Talking Hat for this video, W video. That last one is fire. I mean, that guy has to stay in jail forever. He's scooping people's brains out of their skull. Definitely needs to be in jail, but like also like low-key people like that, we gotta make like a Suicide Squad of them boys. You know what I mean? Like we gotta make like a Predator Avengers. Like Gideon should just make the Predator Avengers. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we gotta assemble them boys. Cause he was going toe to toe and never losing. All he had was a spoon. It wasn't even close. He himself was a victim of abuse. That makes sense. Yeah. So the first one was, the cheetah. That guy's a fucking idiot. I mean, that woman was genuinely so jacked. The Night Stalker one and this one are my favorites because it's people just getting their natural born get back. Like, yes, the law is important, whatever. But sometimes, bro, before we had like all these rules and laws, all we had was natural human get back, aka you did this. Okay, I'm gonna get you now. It's your turn. It's your turn. Eye for an eye. That's all we had. Just natural get back. I love some natural get back. You know what I mean? Now, if somebody's telling you that they SA'd a 4-year-old, come on, you gotta go to jail. No. Something else has to happen. Something else has to happen. You know what I mean? If someone is bragging about that, there's a term I like to use called irredeemable. You know what I mean? Irredeemable. Like, yes, you go to jail to be rehabilitated. Those people are irredeemable. It's over. It's over. As far as things that you can do on Earth that just chalk your life, like, it's over, that's for sure one of them. Like, it's done. You're done. Irredeemable. You're good. We're good. Move on. W video from a talking hat. Let's move on to... Will these guilty secrets tear them apart by cut?